Hey guys, Johnny Nuggets back for another Internet Gold Miner. I am out on the trail, the dusty trail, and today we're looking for a town that's not even there anymore. Disappeared well over 100 years ago. We're gonna do a drone flight if I can find a spot. I've done some reconnaissance, some history search, some photography. I think we matched up where it's supposed to be at. We'll see if we find anything. Then we're going to do a little metal detecting, see if we get any goodies out there. So, Johnny Nuggets, and we're looking for a ghost town. Get a little vantage point, and I know for a fact that there was one small building, very small building, which looked like an outhouse on top of this hill. There happens to be a trail here. Gonna put it in 4-wheel low and climb this sucker, or try to. We'll see how bad it is, and we'll see if we can film it for you. Woo! That's a steep bitch. Real steep. A little past my pay grade. We made it, boys. We made it. That is quite the grade. I'm gonna hop out for a minute. I know exactly where I am. I just never been up on top here. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's pretty steep. Well, let's just do a little reconnaissance hike here. And I want to take a look and see if I can find any remnants of what I'm looking for up on top here. What it looked like in the old photo, if you guys look a little close, and I'll put it up again. Looked like there was a small, what I would call an outhouse looking type deal up on top here. But it's hard to say, and I don't know why the hell they would put an outhouse up here unless they were working the mine right next to it over here. But most of these guys back in the day, you wouldn't go out to an outhouse. You just do what you had to do in the mine and move on. Yeah. Well, let's walk over this way. I mean, any of these flat areas here could be something, but it's been over 100 years, so it's hard to tell. Whew. I thought maybe if I could find a little bit of wood left over, that would tell me something. Especially if it was a privy. You can see some diggings down there. A lot of diggings over here. Give you guys a little view of the area here. Now right down there, that's where the town was. But I thought it was a little further closer to this hill. But the photography from the day is a little deceiving compared to today's photography. The way the cameras were pretty wide lens. You didn't get any depth of field. That was probably the biggest issue from today's stuff, where you could enhance the depth of field. But I'm going to walk to the end of the little outcrop here, and we'll take a look. And I think we'll motor back down the mountain, and you can see where I was. Okay. And we'll just walk ahead here for a minute. I'm looking for any signs as I walk along of any building materials or anything like that, but not really seeing anything. Pretty cool outcrop right here. Pretty neat. Okay. So let's head back this way. A little digging right here. That's probably just a prospect. That's what I'm thinking, because the outhouse type facility was further back here. Bear with me here. We'll hike back. You can see a lot of mineralization on these rocks. Little outcrop here. You can see possibly what they were kind of following. Kind of goes right along the whole top here. Surprised they didn't sink a shaft in up on top. The mines that you see out here to the right with the road going to it, I've been in those. And right over the hill here, see, right about here should have been where that small, what I would call outhouse, storage house, who knows. But I'm going to walk over to the end of this. Just because we're up here, I'm not going to come back up. Just in case there's something. And this is kind of what you got to do. You guys are doing the treasure hunt thing. And that's what this is all about. You got to kind of check all aspects. Now here's a little prospect probably right here. I sincerely doubt that that was where the outhouse was, because it's too low to get picked up by that photography, any photography from down below. But I'm just going to go walk down here and take a look-see anyways, because I'm curious. If you watch last year's episode, Sketchy Diggins, I'm very close to the mine we went in. Here we go. Here's a nice shaft. Probably fall down and jack yourself up pretty good if you were running around at nighttime. Definitely a digging. Clay marker sitting down there. Nothing on it. And up here to the left, if you can make it out, that's where the one mine is we went into last year. And here's another digging right here. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go back up to the vehicle. And you can see a digging down below us here, actually. Well, on our way back, let's take a... I see a post. Some old diggings around here. Anyways, we're going to make our way back to the vehicle and get back down, do the drone flight, and start looking around a little bit at the site, the site of the old town. Okay, so I'm creeping down the hill here, guys. As you can probably tell, it's a pretty steep. Probably about as steep as I'd go with this vehicle here, the Nugget Mobile. Close to 45 degrees, I guess. But nice and slow down the hill in low gear. And we'll be back down by the town site. And we'll see what we can find. So we made it down okay. And I'm kind of cruising the area looking for some signs. What are the signs? Pretty simple. Old junk. I mean, let's face it, there wasn't waste management 100 plus years ago. So what did people do with it? They dumped their junk. Lots of canned goods back then. Everything was in a can. Kerosene, fuel containers. That's what you're looking for. And you saw a little of that earlier when I pulled in here. So we're looking for that. This place was pretty much a tent city. Pretty much a tent city most of its life. Now there's a can I just went by. I'm gonna go down a little further to this next digging and set up for a drone flight. And we'll go from there. So once you find the cans, then you know you're in pretty close to the site. Like I said, this site looks like there was probably, there was a large mining company here at one point in the 90s. They might have jacked some of the town, or what was left of the town, up. There was really no foundations here ever or anything like that, but they had a post office. They had, of course, saloons and things like that. So it's definitely going to be a metal detecting mission, and let's just go see what we can find. I'm flying the drone to see if I can spot privy type stuff and things like that. So let's see what we can do. actively flying a grid over what we think is the town site. Later on, we'll process all the photography and put it together in one high-definition map with digital elevation models and things like that. But it's an indispensable tool for this sort of thing also. All right, so I just got done flying a couple grids, did the mapping, which is indispensable for this sort of thing and many other things. And that is actually my business, but digressing. The wind's coming up, so it was perfect timing, getting kind of gusty out here. I'm going to go and reconnaissance with the metal detector. I think I'll probably just grab my MXT with, I like to use the Eclipse 4x6 double decoil, especially when you can get into some trashier areas. I don't know how trashy this is. It probably is. Most ghost towns are, whether you see anything there or not. If you start spotting cans, it'll be trashy. So we'll just use that for now. I do have my V3i in here if we start getting into some good ones. And I'll switch out to that. I've got a double decoil on that also, but the MXT is kind of quicker grab and go, less settings to deal with. And we'll go from there. Condensed milk. You see a lot of condensed milk. And I'm sure this has been pretty picked through. It's right off the road. There's some glass. There's some fuel containers. A lot of people drive by this stuff, but knowledgeable people will come out and take a look-see. Fuel containers, canned ham. There's some screen. This looks like possibly brewing. I would say that looks like probably a newer bottle. So we're going to start beeping around here and see what we can find. There's a barrel, banned from a barrel. This is the start of it. Let's see what we can get. Alright guys, well as you can see, I did find the town site. You can see multiple items there. The cans, no problem. Those are just some ones that I dug up. The main telltale was some of the sealed cans, lids, and a piece of china. A piece of china tells you, nobody's, it's just not junk. That was good china back in the day. So it's a pretty big area. I've been detecting for a couple of hours. Nothing of consequence unless just what you see. So we'll probably detect for a little while longer and come out here at a later time, maybe with Bottle Bill, after I study the map, and maybe we can find some privies. I haven't seen anything yet. It was pretty primitive out here, but I know there was. I mean, I could be standing on one right now, but it's very hard to tell sometimes, especially in a town that is pretty much wiped off the map here. Another note, the big mining company. I mean, there's roads and trails through here. I pretty much was walking, I believe, on the main street. I think there was only one going down the middle of town, and but you know, stuff was pushed around, probably with equipment over the last 100 years. So you never know what was pushed where, what was covered up, and what you'll never find, because you're not going to come in here with a D10 and start bulldozing. You're just a micro miner and a treasure hunter on a small scale. So anyways, that's it for now. This is Johnny Nuggets out in the field. I'm going to get back out metal detecting, and we'll catch you guys on the Internet Gold Miner.